What's up, everybody? Welcome to the newest episode of the Debate Mates, where I am joined by the OG debate mate himself, Nathan Poplin. Nate, how
It's
you doing?
good. I'm great. Better than ever, man. It's a great day, and I'm ready to discuss some basketball
You're,
with you, my
you're getting a
friend.
little close to the camera, Nate. You're the intensity. I
What?
appreciate it, but you're gonna scare the viewers.
Would you say? Get closer.
I,
Close. Oh.
so for today's episode, we're gonna be doing. I think we're the first people to do this. I don't know if I'm not sure, but our mock All-Star draft. The All-Star reserves were announced last night. Before we get into it, Nate, any snubs come to mind?
I think the only snub that really comes to mind is Devin Booker, but everyone in that All Star, the reserves and the starters all deserve to be there. And honestly, it's common practice for D Book not to be in there and to replace someone at this point. I wish he'd get in, but you know what? I was overall happy with the list. How about you? Any real snubs you saw?
You and I were talking about this before I started recording. Ben Simmons seems to have gotten in kind of just as like a lifetime achievement. He's here every year, so the coaches are kind of just going to put him in. I think you draw the like for the Jazz, they deserve two All-Stars because their record is like amazing. They're first
Yeah.
not only in the West but in the league. But with the 76ers, while they are first in the East, I don't think they deserved two All-Stars because their record would be middle of the pack in the Western Conference.
That's
So
true.
and I know you can't really compare Eastern to Western Conference when you're doing the All-Star voting because
hmm
the West is one thing and the East is another. But
hmm
I think he took away a spot from, say, a Chris Middleton or a Domantas Sabonis.
Demontis Sabonis, yeah.
Yeah. So, are you ready to draft?
I mean, I'm ready when you are, my friend.
So, today Nathan will be playing the role of LeBron James, who is the Western Conference All-Star captain, and I will be playing the role of Kevin Durant, my favorite player, the Eastern Conference All-Star captain. LeBron, you got the most votes. Who you taking with the first overall pick in the 2021 NBA All-Star Draft?
See, this is a tough one, my friend.
And to those of you that don't know, that are watching and don't know, the starters have to be picked first. So even though Damian Lillard is probably one of the best players available, he can't be drafted until every starter from Giannis to Bradley Beal has been picked. So don't get crazy if we don't pick Damian Lillard with the first pick. We can't make that happen.
All right, so I've thought about this quite a bit, and I think for my first pick in the 2021 All-Star Draft, I'm going with the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, number one overall. How could you not? I mean, he's a dominant force, and he's always entertaining to watch, especially in All-Star games. Many memorable moments. So I think it makes sense to take him first overall.
Yeah, he was first on my list. I'm not going to lie. I had him first because he plays hard every All-Star game. He and LeBron haven't played together on an All-Star team yet. They've always been opposite with captains. So it would be really interesting to see them play together. And that's something you would probably never get because they'll never be on a USA team together.
Yeah, most likely not, or maybe we never know. But I mean,
Well,
LeBron is
that would
aging,
be
so
kind of impossible because Giannis is Greek. So,
no, he can just say, no, thank you, Greece. I'm United States.
so with Giannis Antetokounmpo off the board, as Kevin Durant, I would kind of have I have to pick Kyrie, right? If I'm really Kevin Durant. But spoiler alert, I'm not actually Kevin Durant. I'm actually Margaret, so I can go wherever I want with this.
You're telling me you're not Kevin Durant?
I'm sorry.
Mind blown.
I'm kind of feeling like the Joker in The Dark Knight. I just kind of want to go for chaos. And imagine the chaos if Kevin Durant picked Steph Curry over Kyrie Irving with his first pick. The internet would go insane.
It really would. I feel like Kyrie would put a tweet out about it, like, "Oh, I see how it is. I see how it is, bro."
But ultimately, even if I weren't Kevin Durant, I think the right pick in this situation is Kyrie Irving. He brings it every All-Star game. He's won an MVP before in the All-Star game. My only question, I could see this going one of two ways. A, I could see him boycotting. I could see Woj tweeting on March 7th, the day of the All-Star game at like 10 a.m. No coaches or players have seen Kyrie Irving for the past week. Then a video comes out of him at like a club with his family, like what happened earlier. Or I could see him saying, Kobe Bryant was one of my idols. If I win the MVP, it's the Kobe Bryant All-Star Game MVP award. Maybe he goes for it a little extra to make his idol, his role model proud. I ultimately think he would go more of the latter. So, yeah, I'm going Kyrie Irving for my first pick overall.
Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick at all. Kind of it's nice to see Kyrie kind of have a resurgence with all these injuries.
Right.
And past years, so it's nice to see him return to Kyrie Irving, the Kyrie Irving we all know and love. So
Yeah.
very good pick. Very good pick. See, this is so many good players, but I think I have in mind who I want next, who LeBron James wants next, and I bet I have a feeling he might be next on your list. So I have to go with the young stud himself, Mr. Luka Doncic.
All
I
right.
think like a nice young stud, man. We got Giannis, we got some power, we got some entertainment defensively and just dunks and just domination. But now I want some entertainment shooting wise. One of the best scorers. Sadly destroyed the Boston Celtics the other night.
Back-to-back possessions.
I'm just it's still ingrained in my memory, but there's no denying how incredible this kid is, and he's still super young, and for him to be an all-star starter at this point, it really shows how almost NBA ready he was coming in to his rookie season, playing over there at 16 years old with basically grown men. So I think Luka's the next logical choice. I think I really want Luka on my team.
Do you agree with all the hate he's been getting for being drafted over Damian, or not drafted, but selected over Damian Lillard? Do you think that's warranted?
I can see why people, but for me, I don't think it's warranted. They're putting up very similar numbers, and I think Doncic has the edge. Lillard might have the edge in efficiency, but I think Doncic, if I'm right, has the edge in other stats besides scoring. Like Dame and him, I think are putting up about 27.9, 29.7, and 29.2 respectively. But I think Luka has the edge in rebounds and assists.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he got the edge overall. But then on the other side of it, I see because it's unfair that it came down to fan vote when one team is 4th in the West and the other team is 10th in the West. I think that's still so I see the hate, but I personally don't agree with it. Like Dame's still an all-star.
Yeah.
So
Luka's got more of an excitement factor, I think, than Damian Lillard. Like Luka is just insane to watch, partially because he's so young. With Damian Lillard, we kind of know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
But with Luka, we've never really seen anybody perform like this at such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets all of the foreign votes as well because he's got such a big European fan base. So a lot of those votes are going to be going to him rather than Damian Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to say Lillard doesn't have like an it factor as well.
Oh, yeah.
They're both must-see TV.
Lillard's one of my favorite players in the league, so he's phenomenal. Nobody is ever going to question just how much he means to his team and how much he means to the league. So,
do you think it'll hurt his legacy down the line when you look at Damian Lillard and see he never started an All-Star game? And of course, I'm speculating, but does he start it over Luka ever? Considering Luka's still getting better, does he ever start it over Steph? They're similar in age. Curry will probably always be the more popular player. So if Dame never starts an All-Star game, will this hurt his legacy or at all? Or will we look back and say, wow, he started or he was a reserve against some very good players?
See, I guess it just depends. For me personally, I don't think, he was a starter in the All-Star game. That means as much. He made the All-Star team. At the end of the day, he is an all-star because the votes and stuff, like Lillard's never, like you said, Lillard's probably never going to get more votes than Curry, Doncic, like LeBron, people like this. So I don't think it hurts like, Lillard had 0 all-star starts, but like all time, like Curry had 8 or like some player had like 3 all-stars. So I'm going to give them the edge. I don't think personally to me, that matters as much. If you're on the team, you're on the team, and that's an accomplishment on its own. But maybe you feel different. Maybe you feel that reserve versus starter means a lot more.
I don't think it means a lot more because it's in the hands of the fans for the most part. So, like Zaza Pachulia could have started an All-Star game a couple years ago. Yeah. He got a bunch of fan votes. So I don't think it plays that big of a role legacy-wise. But for my pick, for the second overall pick for my team, 4th overall.
Don't pick my guy.
It's between 2 people. And I think I don't want to give away too much, but I also want the fans to know what my thought process is. Yeah, I'm going with Stephen Curry. I think, he's going to bring it every night. He's scoring off the charts. Curry, Kyrie, KD would be a very interesting dynamic for a team. Could there be potential drama there with two of the best point guards in the league, two former teammates, or a former teammate of Kevin Durant and his current teammate who he left over? Would Kevin Durant even think about picking Curry? Is that bridge been burned down? I don't know. But for this, I don't know if you've realized this, but I'm going with all the guys that didn't even get a chance to play last year. They might be coming out with a little bit extra. Curry didn't get to play in an All-Star game last year. He might be in Kyrie and KD all didn't get to play in an All-Star game last year. They might be coming into this with a little extra juice. So, although I have a guard-heavy lineup right now, Curry, Kyrie, and KD, I'm pretty excited. I think I got a good squad.
I agree with you. I think it's an exciting guard-heavy squad. I think that makes – because, like, honestly, All-Star game positions, it really doesn't matter. It's about the fans. It's about excitement. So I really like that pick. I hope they go out and ball out. I want to see a very entertaining All-Star game, so I hope they come with that little pep in their step and just blow everybody out the water. It'd be great to see. Goodness, so who should I go with next? I am also between two people currently, and I think I want to go with Bradley Beal.
Oh, okay.
I think Bradley Beal has been having the best season of his life. I think, if I'm correct, does he still lead the NBA in scoring right now?
Yes.
He has 33.4 points, just something like that. I want him on my team. He's explosive, and I think he's talented, and I think he has a good head on his shoulders, and I think he'd be a nice pairing alongside Giannis and LeBron and Luka. I just think it fits Luka at a point style. Luka and Bradley Beal in the backcourt, to me, is tremendous because they both are fairly good at defense, and they're both explosive scorers, and they're consistent. So, and I want to give him this is his first All-Star start, so I don't want him to get picked last. I don't think he should be picked last. So I'm going with Bradley Beal.
So at this point, it's kind of a no-brainer for who I pick. Because,
I think I know who you want.
It's not like I'm going to overpower you with size anymore. I'm going to draft Kawhi Leonard, obviously. Last year's Kobe Bryant All-Star MVP. Great defender. And it's not like I'm worried about you taking Jokic and Embiid. I can get one of them either way. And to me, while I do give a slight edge to one of the players, I'm not going to tell you who because I don't want you to steal my draft pick. While I do give a slight edge to one of the players, they are going to even out in an All-Star game, I think. So Kawhi Leonard, an easy pick for me. And I can't believe that we got probably the two top MVP candidates going last. But that just shows how loaded these teams are and how different an All-Star game is compared to a regular season game.
Very true. Very true. I'm fine with either of these big men.
What is going on right now, Nathan?
What?
Is there not an ice cream truck by you or something?
Oh, sorry. It was a phone. I was trying to turn it off. I don't live here anymore, so I don't know.
Copyright now.
No, we're not. No, we're good. I think in terms of these two centers now. I think I know who you favor, and I think it's the opposite of who I favor.
Okay.
Because this has been a discussion for 2 or 3 years, or like last 2 years, who's the best center? It's always consistently between these two. And my pick is who I personally think is better. Beginning of the season up until now, he's been putting up MVP-like numbers. It's been good to see with all the times he's been called lazy, with all the scandal and all the stupid things he say. It's fun and entertaining to watch, and I love this dude. I'm going with Joel Embiid. Honestly, I think I've drafted the perfect team here. You can't go wrong with it. But yeah, I just think Embiid I give slightly over Jokic scoring wise. I think Jokic and that's what I want. A lot of scoring in the All-Star game, a lot of entertaining scoring. And I'm gifting you Jokic, some exciting passes and stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gifted some little flashy passes, but I've just always kind of liked Joel Embiid's game a little bit better than Jokic, so I am going to go with Joel Embiid. How do you feel about that, being left with Jokic?
Well, I'm sad that Jokic has to go last because he's one of my favorite players. He's a very fun watch. And he's one of the most talented guys in the league. He's insane. One of the best passers, one of the best playmakers. And can score with the best of them. That's one of the things that he'd been criticized for. He was a little bit too unselfish. He passed more than he shot sometimes, and that would to the detriment of his team. And this year, when he has a matchup that he likes, he goes at it. And that's something that Embiid didn't do in the past couple of years. That's something Embiid has gotten better at, though. like last night, Jokic isn't going to let Enes Kanter off the hook. He drove at him almost every possession, had almost 40 points, I believe. Maybe he did have 40. I don't remember.
I think it was about 41, 5 and 5 or something. It was something along
5 and 5. So I'm happy with this pick. I don't think centers, they're going to kind of cancel each other out in the All-Star game. There's not going to be a whole lot of post play, I don't think.
No.
But I'm excited to get Jokic on my team. And just to review real quick, my starting 5. So obviously we got Kevin Durant. Then Kyrie, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, and Nikola Jokic. Again, that's Curry, Irving, Kawhi, Durant, and Jokic. You got Luka, LeBron, Beal, Giannis, and Embiid. Are you a little worried about the floor spacing there, Nate?
Maybe, but I'm not concerned with that All-Star game. Maybe if this was an actual game, I'd be a little more concerned with floor spacing. But I think I picked the most entertaining team I could. I think this is going to be really good. I hope this is how it actually goes. I think these would be really fun, interesting teams. Like a team with Jokic and Curry on it. I absolutely love the sound of that too. Yeah. But Giannis with the Greek freak with LeBron. I think that's what I'm most looking forward to.
And the other thing that I like about this is like Durant, Kawhi never played on a team before. That's going to be an interesting look. Giannis and Luka never played on a team before. That would be an interesting look. Same with Giannis and LeBron. And a lot of these guys, you know, after a while, especially when we had the Western Conference specifically and then Eastern Conference, it was kind of like, all right, LeBron and KD are on a team for the second straight year. You know, LeBron and or KD and Curry are playing on the All-Star game together for the 7th straight year. That's fun, but let's see some changes, you know?
Let's see something new and exciting. Yeah. New is exciting, so yeah.
So that's why I like it that it's been mixed up a little bit here. We're getting guys that normally wouldn't play together, and I think that's one of the most exciting things about the All-Star game is we get to see our favorite players play with our second favorite player.
Yeah.
And that's something we don't normally get to see unless you're a Kevin Durant fan because he's played with my second favorite player, Klay Thompson. So I'm already happy there. Moving on, the bench. I get first pick because you got first pick for the starters. And this is kind of a similar conundrum as last pick, or my first pick, I mean. I have Harden on the board. He's a Brooklyn Net. He's KD's teammate. KD would go with him, and that wouldn't be a bad pick because he's insane. And I kind of want to give you Dame, so Dame and Luka can be on the same team.
Ooh, that'd be good.
I have Dame first, but just for the narrative, I'm going James Harden. And if you don't pick Dame, then that was all for naught. But anyways, me and Harden, let's let Luka and Dame battle it out over in LeBron's team.
Yeah, Harden's been playing exceptionally well. Not the smoothest of roads getting here, but definitely been playing out of his mind in a new setting that he actually enjoys with teammates. He seems to actually have faith in and enjoy. So it's been great to watch. I think you unknowingly know me too well because if I was getting first pick here, I would have taken Damian Lillard over James Harden personally. So I am going to take Dame Dollar. Not just for the narrative, because I want him on my team. I want him coming off my bench. I think, that Bradley Beal Luka backcourt and a Dame Luka backcourt, or even a Dame Bradley Beal backcourt. Those are just exciting, I think, duos to see. I think Dame makes the most sense here. Maybe Dame can prove in this game. Maybe Dame goes off like, hey, you chose Luka to start over me. No offense to you, Luka, but I'm about to ball out and show why you made a mistake. So I think I would love to see that. So I'm going to go with Dame Dollar. Can't go wrong with Dame Dollar, am I right?
I'm starting to think, would the narrative have been better if there was a possession where Lillard said, you know what, let me guard Luka. Or I'll guard Damian Lillard these next couple possessions. Did I ruin the narrative by having them on the same
I don't know. Maybe this is like, I think they're both fine narratives. I think the narrative that you're discussing right now might actually happen in real life. And I think they might end up on separate teams. I don't know. I could be wrong. Heck, they could draft the exact same teams we're drafting right now, for all I know. But that'd be fun to see Dame guarding Luka. I'd love to see it.
With my next pick, so since I didn't get Lillard and Harden doesn't typically shoot a whole lot in the All-Star game, I kind of want to match scoring with scoring. And since I let you get Lillard first, that kind of throws off the whole rest of my bench. Because I'm going with – there are 3 guys, and I don't know which one I want. But to match scoring with scoring, That's cool. I want Zion. Give me
Ooh,
Zion.
ooh. I like that. I like that a
Give me
lot.
Zion Williamson.
I don't
I
know how
think that
much.
would make LeBron very mad because I have a feeling he wants Zion. Um, so that plays a role in it a little bit. Zion is exciting. Zion, no one will be. I mean, you will watch him in the regular season, and people don't want to get in front of him when he jumps for a dunk. All-Star game, people definitely don't want to get in front of Zion when he goes up for a dunk. I don't have to worry about Kyle Lowry coming in taking charges this year since he didn't get selected. So Zion is going to have a free path to the rim basically anytime he wants it. And I'm pretty happy to get Zion on my team. And I forgot to mention this at the beginning. For those of you that are upset that Anthony Davis hasn't been drafted yet, we're working on the assumption that he will be replaced by Devin Booker, by Adam Silver because of the the Achilles injury. So we agreed that we would draft Booker over Anthony Davis. Of course, there is a scenario where maybe DeMar DeRozan, or really that's probably the only other option, DeMar DeRozan, maybe SGA or De'Aaron Fox gets picked over Anthony Davis or Devin Booker, but we're both assuming it's going to be Devin Booker. So, yeah, I got Zion on my team. I'm pretty happy, but my number 3 pick, who I originally was going to pick third, is still on the board. So,
Ooh, maybe I pick him, maybe I don't. We'll see how this goes. That was a really good pick. Yeah, Zion is just so dominant. He's just so fun to watch, putting up about I think 23 points per game. If you want to know just how dominant Zion Williamson is, ask Tristan Thompson. He had to learn that the hard way. Yeah. And so and plus this is a game that historically there's not too much. I don't want to say there's none, but there's not too much defense played. So we're going to see plenty of Zion dunks that night. Oh, also, I don't think he will be, but maybe we'll see dunks in game plus dunk contest. I don't see it happening since he's in the game, but maybe he said maybe it's possible. Be an interesting dunk contest. I'm gonna go with more scoring. I'm gonna go with another guard, and I need to go with a first-time All-Star here. I think this dude has been playing out of his mind. He's finally getting some respect because his team is shaping up to be in the future, I think, one of the best set teams in the East. I think I have a lot of friends who love him, and I think he's been balling, and I think it's well deserved. I'm going to go with Zach Levine.
That was who I was going to pick last round. I was so close.
Zach Levine, man, balling out of his mind, has elevated the Chicago Bulls to, I believe, the 8th seed or 9th seed right now. Yeah, no, 8th seed because Charlotte moved back to 9. There's even a possibility he leads them to the playoffs, and he's got really nice pieces around him. But in this All-Star game, I need to have him on my team, scoring extraordinaire. So that's Zach Levine.
Definitely a fair pick, but my 3rd overall pick, is still on the board here. So I'm going to take him, and that is the most disrespected player in the league as of last year's bubble. I'm taking PG-13.
Ooh, good one.
I think he's going to come out like he has a lot of games this season, just proving everybody wrong. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what his MO has been so far this year, whether it's the opening night game against the Lakers where he played great, against the Nets the other night where he was on a minutes restriction, so he didn't get to finish that game, but he still looked really good. And this is the perfect time. A lot of eyes are going to be on Paul George, and he's kind of fallen under the radar now because if people aren't currently focusing on how much they hate him, they don't want to say how much they actually like him. So right now, since he's not getting hated on, everybody's kind of forgotten about him. This is the great time to wake everybody up, show everybody that Paul George deserved to be an MVP candidate a couple of years ago, and show people that MVP candidate is still there. So I'm going Paul George.
That's a great pick. Yeah, I think everyone's disrespecting YG Trace. God, I love that username. I don't know why it's so good. Yeah, I think we're disrespecting. He had one bad stretch. A lot of players who normally don't have bad stretches had bad stretches, not only like in general, but just this was a bubble. And I think it was a weird experience for everybody. And I think you saw players go up that right now they're starting to climb back down, and then vice versa. I think it was just an off year. And if you've watched Paul George, I remember watching him growing up be dominant for the Pacers. Of course, they were playing LeBron, D-Wade, and Chris Bosh, which made things hard, but those Pacers were really good in the playoffs, and they were deadly. So one bad stretch. We're seeing the same thing with Kemba. Kemba's having a really bad stretch right now, and then all of a sudden it's trade Kemba. He sucks. He's old. He's declining. I don't think that's a fair assessment. It's one bad stretch. So I think Paul George is doing what he does best, proving people wrong. So I'm really glad you picked him. Very good pick. For my next pick, I think I may have to go a little biased here. And so I'm going to be picking more scoring. I'm picking a Boston Celtic player. Now you may be asking yourself which one. Which one? There's two.
Breaking the rules. We're taking both at the same time.
We're taking both. I'm taking both now. But I think based off one has played better than the other, in my opinion. Very similar stats, but I think one has played better. I'm going with another guard. I'm going with Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown every year just continues to get better. Yeah. And I think we're seeing that we're culminating. It's culminating in an. And I think this is his first. This is his first All-Star appearance, if I'm correct. Yes, Tatum's second, I believe, and his first. But I've always kind of favored Brown a little bit to Tatum. Please, Celtics fans, don't crucify me. I've always kind of favored Brown, and I think he's put up better numbers, better efficiency, better shooting. So I'm going with Jaylen Brown. A lot of guards.
So is this the time when I match Celtic with Celtic and take away Jason Tatum from you?
If you want to break up the duo, go ahead. I mean, that's completely up to you.
Not only do I want to do that, but I think Tatum's the next best player on the board. He's the best player left, I think. Yeah, give me Jason Tatum. I think it's a no-brainer at this point. Tatum is awesome, and although I'm going to be honest, I'll come clean real quick. I didn't have him in my All-Star reserves. He had just missed too many games, and I can excuse it in some instances, but his numbers were not far and away better, where I can say, okay, you missed 10 games, but you're also averaging 5 more points, 5 more rebounds, and 3 more assists than the next guy for you. Because he was so close with Sabonis, Middleton, even guys like Tobias Harris were all putting up very similar numbers to Jason Tatum. Even Gordon Hayward. I want to throw him some love.
Yeah, Gordon Hayward deserves some love.
But Charlotte is a 9 seed for a reason right now, and everyone wants to point to LaMelo. But Hayward has been awesome. He didn't deserve it over Tatum, though. I won't go that far. But just wanted to throw him some love real quick. But, yeah, Tatum is the right pick. And when he is healthy, when he is consistently playing games, when he's not having conditioning problems because of COVID, he's still probably a top 15 player in the league, I would say.
I would agree with that, yeah. 100%.
So give me Jason Tatum.
Very good pick, very good pick. It's very nice to see, as a Celtics fan, two players in the reserve. So great pick by you. Yeah, shout out. We love Gordon Hayward on this channel. So Gordon Hayward deserves some love. He's that facilitator and glue piece that we had, and I really like. Now he's playing that role for the Hornets, and there's obvious improvement.
Except that at a higher level, much higher level.
Yeah, much better. So great sign. I miss him, but great sign by Charlotte.
Hey, are you ready? Are you ready for me to blow your mind with some Gordon Hayward All-Star? I don't know exactly how to say this, but I'm about to blow your mind with why Gordon Hayward should be an All-Star.
Go for it. I don't think it's going to take much convincing. I love Gordon Hayward.
Okay, I'm going to go kind of a reverse way.
Okay.
He played for the Celtics last year. The Celtics were really good. Now he doesn't play for the Celtics. The Celtics are not very good. Therefore, Gordon Hayward, not only All-Star, but MVP. I rest my case.
MVP. No, yeah, there's been a significant decline. We're the 6th year right now. It hurts. But, yeah, I think I knew the Celtics would not be – they are below 500. That brings me to another topic. I think the reason the Celtics suffering is because we were going to lose Gordon Hayward regardless, but we lost him for nothing. Like that, I think that's what irks me right now. If Danny Ainge wasn't so greedy, we could have had him, shipped him off to Indiana for a defensive player of the year candidate right now, Miles Turner. Like, we didn't need to add, like, it would have been nice to get Warren and Oladipo, but it makes no sense for him to trade 2 starters for a questionable Gordon Hayward who couldn't stay healthy. So, and an aging Gordon Hayward at that. So, yeah, shout out Gordon Hayward, man. It's good to see you succeed after so many injuries and so many downfalls.
And we might get to this a little bit later, but for the people blaming Brad Stevens on the Celtics struggles, calm down. He's a great coach.
He's taken us to the playoffs almost every year since he's been here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not just him. I hate people. It's not people like that. It's not
You
just
hate
him.
people. Okay, Nathan.
No, I love people. It's if what I'm trying to say is it's not just the coach and the organization's fault, but it's also not just the player's fault. That's all these comments I see. Either it's Kemba and the bench's fault. It's this guy's too inconsistent, or Stevens is an overrated coach. It's like no, it's a lot more complex than that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But sorry about ranting about my team. Go Celtics, go. Next pick. I'm gonna go with who I think is one of the most underrated players in the league. I'm gonna continue with my theme. This is one guy that I've always said I wish he just got. If he was in the perfect situation, a situation that doesn't trade him or let him go, he'd be an all-star. I've said this once and I said it again, and he just continues to get – he's a little bit under the radar. He flies under the radar, but every year you can't argue that he consistently gets better. He's also a first-time all-star. Taking all these first-time all-stars because I want to see him. I'm going to take Julius Randle. I think Julius Randle with his 23, 11, and 6 averaging right now is by far the best thing on the Knicks. The Knicks are actually playing surprisingly well. Like I wasn't expecting people like Emmanuel Quickly to be this good but Julius Randle with Mitchell Robinson's been a really interesting combo to watch. I really like it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Julius Randle. How do you feel about that? Did you want Julius Randle?
No.
How dare you?
Not really.
How dare you disrespect Julius Randle?
Who I want is still on the board. And I kind of have a theme going where I want guys that are going to want to prove everybody wrong. That's why I got Curry and Kawhi. I mean, Kyrie. And that's why I'm going to take who we're speculating will be an all-star, Devin Booker.
Ooh, good pick. I like it.
Because this is it's not the first year, you know. It's not like the first year he didn't make the all-star team. And it's kind of understandable. You still got to earn your stripes a little bit. He was an all-star last year. I know it was via injury replacement, but come on. He was an all-star last year. He's better than he was last year.
He continuously gets better.
Yeah, and I said this, I think, on a episode way before the season started. I said if Chris Paul goes to Phoenix and he is the all-star, then this trade didn't work. And I've been proved wrong because Chris Paul has shown that he is able to be an all-star and still – have the other players around him look like all-stars, although they're not getting the all-star nod. The Suns have been amazing, and although I don't think you can straight up reward them with 2 all-stars just because their record isn't number 1, 2, or even 3.
Yeah.
But Booker's going to somehow make his way into the all-star game. I'll be happy to take him. I'll be happy to let him fall down and then swoop in and get him real quick.
Yeah, you want to talk about scoring. One of the best scorers by far. And very surprising how well, but I guess it's not because CP3 just has this effect on teams, and it's great to see. I don't know how much I pictured CP3 being on this many teams before he retired, I'm going to be honest, but I liked it. I thought it was an interesting – I never foresaw him going to the Suns. It was kind of weird to me. I was like, oh, the Suns. I never really thought about that. But, yeah, Devin Booker, I wish both of them had become all-stars this year. But you know what? It is what it is. Devin Booker, I think, is averaging more than he usually does. Isn't it I think he's like 27 or 28 points right now. He's going absolutely nuts. And that's a nice young team right there. So I really like the Suns. So great pickup from you. I'm glad he didn't go last. That's what I was afraid of. For my next pick, I think I got Julius Randle, but my bench picks, my reserve picks have been 3 guards. I think I need more size. I think I'm going to need more size. I'm going to need more floor spacing. And so for that, I need to go Nikola Vucevic. I think maybe one of the more he's been playing amazing, but I think maybe I don't know how you feel, but maybe one of the more when I saw the reserves, one of the more surprising ones. Like he was an all-star not too long ago, but I don't know. It was just when you're making your list, sometimes you just don't think of players. I'm sorry, you just don't. Like when I was making my list in my head, who I thought deserved it, Vucevic didn't come up. But after looking at some of his stats, he's been playing very good. He's one of the best things on this Orlando team. They need this production from him since Fultz is injured again. Bless his soul. It's always sad he was playing so good. And Jonathan Isaac's out, who I cannot talk enough. I cannot say enough good things about Jonathan Isaac and Markelle. And I think with them on top of this production that Vucevic has been having, I think this could have been a playoff team. So I welcome Vucevic to my team. I think he's going to make a nice addition.
Do I want to counter with Rudy Gobert? The answer is no. Rudy Gobert, I don't want to counter with him.
Again, it's not necessarily a defensive-oriented game. Rudy Gobert is
if I'm a good GM, I'm making you react to me. I'm not letting you dictate what's gonna happen. So you can put Nikola Vucevic on Donovan Mitchell all day long if you want, because that's my next.
Yeah, because that okay.
Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised he fell this far. Kind of the situation of you look at the team and then you look at the players, like what happened with the Spurs for so many years. He's awesome. Yeah. I think there's as much of an argument that he could have been a starter as there is for Dame, to be honest. Numbers are fairly similar. Team is much better. And he just is a great scorer. He's improved every single year like Devin Booker has. Quick question. Who do you have, like if you were to rank all the players, who would you have higher? Mitchell, or out of these three, rank them, please. Brown, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker, or Donovan Mitchell. 3 shooting guards, young, but on the up and coming. And let's throw Zach Levine in there too.
Okay. I would go number 1 for sure. I think I'd go Donovan Mitchell. Not only just his productions, but like he's just like overall, like I think the best leader in this group. There is no Jazz top 3 seed without Donovan Mitchell. Gobert's good. Mike Conley's been solid. See, the Jazz are doing this year what I thought they should have done last year. You bring in Mike Conley and some other pieces, and you play good. They're playing absolutely out of their mind. But yeah, I think Donovan Mitchell overall is better. Also, notably, a diamond in the rough. Not very widely, like I forget what pick he went exactly, but
13th or 14th. I don't remember.
He went 14. Yeah. I don't know. I just think when I remember him getting drafted, I didn't expect this out of him to be just this good. But nice diamond in the rough piece. I remember I was reading that story. I don't know if you saw it, but they had him for a workout, the Utah Jazz.
Oh, and he said, if this gets out, all of you are fired.
Yeah, and I just thought that was hilarious. Like he just good judge of character, good judge of what he could be. So kudos to the Jazz for that. Next I would personally have Devin Booker. I think the best scorer out of these 4. I think Donovan Mitchell's the better overall player. I think Devin Booker's the best overall scorer. Just lights out, consistent. I mean, this is the man that put up 70 points in a game. Unfortunately, he still lost by 20 points. But man put up 70 points. Man is a bona fide stud.
Yep.
Next, I would have 3. I would have Jaylen Brown. I think personally, I have him over Zach Levine simply because I think Jaylen Brown. They're very similar scoring wise, but I think I have Jaylen Brown because I think I take Jaylen Brown more on the defensive side of the ball than Zach Levine. Personally, you may disagree. I think Jaylen Brown's shown that he's a better defender than we all thought, and I think he's better than Zach Levine. So then I have Zach Levine at 4.
I think you nailed it. That would be my.
Is that how you felt?
I would rank them that exact same way, and your reasoning is all there. Donovan Mitchell has to be number 1. He's the only one out of these guys that have individually led their team to the playoffs. I know I said that the Jazz do it by committee, but Donovan Mitchell is the only one that has been the best player on a playoff team, out of these 4. Booker, definitely next. He's shown that he can manage a game better than Jaylen Brown and better than Zach Levine. He's shown that he can play well on a good team. And Brown has shown that he can be a good number 2 option on a really good team. But he hasn't shown that he can lead a great team, which Devin Booker is doing right now, even though CP3 got the All-Star nod. And then Levine is great. He's an amazing scorer. I would argue the second best scorer on this list. But just doesn't get it done enough on the defensive end for me. Doesn't get his teammates involved enough for me to put him over Brown or Mitchell or Booker.
Yeah, so I'm glad we agree. Yeah, that's how I feel, I think. But like all of them, it's not very far off with the rankings. They're all pretty close. They're all phenomenal players. They're all young players who still have a long ways to go. Man, Zach Levine, probably one of the most underappreciated players in this league today. So I guess back up to me.
So I've given LeBron the opportunity to get his banana boat brother and to get the Fresh Prince, the player he traded for in an All-Star game, Ben Simmons. I mean, you could have the dream team right here if you're LeBron.
That's crazy. Yeah, LeBron would probably pick Ben Simmons, but here's the thing. I'm not LeBron. I'm sorry. I am not as high on Ben Simmons as LeBron James is. LeBron James thinks he's a stud. I think Ben Simmons, I see problems. I wouldn't even pick Ben Simmons personally over Joel Embiid. Like I personally, like, maybe you feel differently. Would you personally rather rebuild around Embiid or Simmons if you
At
had
this
to?
point, Embiid for sure. No
Yeah,
hesitation.
100%. Because Zach Levine, sure, he takes not Zach Levine. Ben Simmons takes maybe like 1 or 2 threes a game now, misses. Oh, good. But like I need more. I need more effort. You can't get complacent in the NBA. There are players that like go in the off season, like Jimmy Butler, like Russell Westbrook, like Julius Randle. Like, okay, last year my efficiency was bad. I'm working efficiency, or in the next summer, I need to work on my assists and stuff. Zach Levine, great finisher, great facilitator, great playmaker, but man can't score, and man doesn't seem to be Ben Simmons. My bad. I don't know why. I just don't like Ben Simmons. He's to me. He's
you won't even call him by his name. You won't. It's like
he who shall not be named. No, if they called Embiid lazy, and sure maybe he shall, but like Ben Simmons is not even attempting. Like I guess he kind of attempting, but he's not really working on making his shot better. That could elevate him to the next level from being this, maybe to even an all-star starter if he was willing to work on it, but he's not. So that long explanation just goes to show that I'm not picking Ben Simmons. So, right. But I do want to go with my banana boat brother. I do want to go with the man who you just picked, his teammate. Another huge reason why the Suns are playing so out of their minds right now. I'm going to go with CP3. CP3 is just a veteran you want on your team, all-star or regular. So it's always fun to see CP3 playing an all-star game. So I'm going to go with Chris Paul, my friend.
I'm going to go with Rudy Gobert just so you get Ben Simmons on your team.
That was quick. Oh, no. No, I didn't think about that. Fine. I guess I'll take it.
So, final teams. Here we go. Do you want me to read your team first?
Sure. Go for it.
Then we'll let the fans decide. I'll put a poll up on Instagram. We'll see who's better. Team LeBron. Point guard, Luka Doncic. Shooting guard, Bradley Beal. Small forward, LeBron James. Power forward, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Center, Joel Embiid. Backcourt and off the bench, Damian Lillard, Zach Levine, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, power forward, Nikola Vucevic rounding them out at center, and then the two kind of wild cards, CP3, the point guard, and the Australian Draymond Green himself, Ben Simmons. Then over at Team Durant, running the point, Stephen Curry. At 2, Kyrie Irving. Kawhi Leonard at the 3 with KD running 4. And Jokic holding it down in the middle. In the backcourt off the bench, we got Harden. We got Paul George. We got Jason Tatum, Zion Williamson, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, and Rudy Gobert. I'm pretty confident in my lineup.
I am too. I do think, if I'm going to be honest, if you put this out in a poll, I do get a feeling that your team might win. I just have this weird thing, the consensus, because I think personally my starting lineup works better than yours, but your reserves are probably, because they're gonna see I put in Julius Randle and Vucevic, and then that you have Paul George and freaking Donovan Mitchell. So I mean, do you think honestly your team is better than mine?
Yeah.
I knew it. You can say it. Don't be humble about it.
I think my team's better than yours, Nate.
Okay, well, we're going to let the fans decide. So, but I'm confident. I like my team. I think
the fans will agree with Matty Ice on this one.
Matty Ice always gets his way. You know what? Maybe it's time for some change.
Remember when there was a time when I beat you in the what did we do? The 2-year anniversary debate.
Yeah, didn't Jack win overall?
Yes, but I came in second.
Oh, wow. So you're first loser.
Yeah. And that's a great place to end it here. Thank you guys all for watching this new video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time on the Debate Mates.
Bye, guys.